It's your girl, Ms. Mofilla, and we are back inside the maze with an extra special dose of the critical breakdown. Listen, Etel is in the building. Usually I would give a whole build up, but I'm gonna get straight to it. We got my homie. I feel like we met each other years ago, but we didn't get a chance to actually sit down and talk. No. But I'm grateful to finally have you here, because baby, when I tell you I'm a fan, I'm a fan, Etel.
Listen, thank you. That makes my heart patter.
Not patter. I love the energy, man. But I'm excited to have you here specifically to go over your song, Number One Rule. Now listen, that song brought back so much of a nostalgia feeling. There's some grown folk barrage happening right now. And we're gonna get into it, man. It's the critical breakdown. Let's go.
Cause we live in a time where my time can end. Cause a nigga doesn't like my being, seeing the hate in a nigga's face. Reason why I keep the pump by the gate. The wrong what up easily escalates. Champagne dates and lobster mac on the side of steaks. Baby spinach so we can digest proper. I listen to women so I dissect proper. Every complicated sentence, listening comprehensions. Back shots will ease the tension. Right smoke for the session. The rap version of Ascension.
Maxwell shit, the right shit I need to get through these hard times with. Hard times easier with the right person. Cause life's working even when you don't want it. Any drama come my way, you know I'm on it.
Now listen, I got my entire life listening to this track. And then when I hear you rap, I'm gonna just give you flowers. You know, I love to do this on the critical breakdown. I'm gonna give you your flowers. Your style of rap continues to give me hope in hip hop, Etel.
Oh wow.
Yeah. With the way that things have changed and shifted,
I understand.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you bring back that classic hip hop nostalgic sound, and I miss that. That Nas energy, that real barrage on with some raw beats. Like, I love that energy.
Thank you.
So please stay in that lane, because it's for us grown folks. We love it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Now, speaking of these grown folks bars, let's get into them. I'm gonna start off with this first line, because he started off real slick. Oh, disclaimer. I am gonna quote your lyrics. I'm sure you've seen the episodes.
I have.
Like an asshole. So.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Bear
I love
with
it.
me.
I love it.
Okay.
Word.
So he started off with real slick and said, "Since Eve comes from Adam's rib, I see I gotta get next to you. That's how I live." Pause, because baby, if anybody ever pulled up to me somewhere talking about Adam's rib and how you got to get next to me, wait a minute with the bars. Excuse me, that was real smooth criminal activity right there.
Yeah, that comes from that. That's exactly what that comes from. Me using my lines to get girls. So that's that. I saved that one. You know, I saved that.
I kept that.
I kept that in the.
I caught what you was putting there.
That's exactly. So I knew
smooth.
it grabbed the. You know, I knew it grabbed the attention. Yeah.
See, immediately got me. I had to put a note to the side. You see the note? I had to put the note. Smooth pickup line right there.
That's exactly what that was.
But then you transitioned real quick and kept it real, and you went down and said, although we live in a time where my time can end, because a nigga doesn't like my being, seeing the hate in a nigga's face, reason why I keep the pump by the gate, the wrong what up easily escalates, and we just gonna stop right there, right? Because we all know that story, right?
We do.
You have to keep your head on the swivel. Those are all the things that we hear.
Right.
Talk about how you do your part, or what is it that you have to do to make sure you avoid the drama in life and even in this industry, because we know how this industry goes.
I think you just gotta it's hard to say, because it's a balance. You don't wanna, especially with that line or those bars right there, you don't, as a male, you don't wanna, you know how the ego is, you don't wanna look, someone says what up, and you're saying what up, and just from the male ego, I've seen it just escalated like some big stuff over nothing.
Somebody's weak dap or something.
Yeah, and all of that. So, you know, it's you gotta kinda, there's sometimes you just gotta be humble, you know what I'm saying? You gotta catch a flash of what you got at home, you know what I'm saying? And then there's the balance of, well, let me put some umph in it so he knows I'm not a sucker. Still.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm responsible, but I ain't no sucker, okay?
Yeah, you know, so, and I think as you get older, it gets, because when we was younger, it wasn't that.
Right, reckless. No, there was no rationale, right?
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Now then we're gonna skip on down to the chorus, because this is where you really pretty much brought it home, right? You said, wherever your hat may roam, with the team or you moving alone, the number one rule, come on.
You gotta make it back home.
And make sure
make sure you make it back.
Okay, I just wanted to reiterate that because I feel like it doesn't need much breaking down, but I feel like I need you to drive that point home. We all know we be out here doing whatever, but that number one rule, talk about it.
I think it has to be said. You know, I think people, and again, with the age differences, like a lot of these young people don't realize how important that is. Like that's the number one rule,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I grew up under a lot of street dudes, and that's the main thing they kicked it to you. Like, yo, listen, you gotta make it back home. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever you gotta do.
Make it back home. So, you know, it's just important, man. It's important to understand that. It's important as men when we got these families and we got these kids dependent on us that, yo, listen, man, I gotta make it back home.
Amen to that. Amen to that. And I mean, again, we're gonna continue to go on because I feel like the chorus brought the message home, but then you continue to talk a little bit about your plight as a man, and I want to get into that. I appreciate that. All right, so yeah, you go down further and you explain a little bit about the man's plight, and I really want to talk about it. Let's get into those bars.
Okay.
He said, most men feel like the world's against us, reacting with anger, pent up. Now you're jammed up, pinned up. I love the play on words. I like how, because the first one was like pent up, stress. Now you pinned, like, listen, pinned up, locked up. Y'all know how that goes. You see how I did that? You see how I did that?
I see.
Talk about looking at pinups. Okay, so now, and let me say that better. Let me recite that better so they can get the full picture. He said, most men feel like the world's against us, reacting with anger, pent up. Now you're jammed up, pinned up, looking at pinups. Oh, it's the play on words, y'all. I get giddy when shit like that happens. But no, talk about that experience of like one reckless moment can literally cost you your life and your freedom.
Well, you know, luckily, I evaded jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
But I've had close friends, family members. I got one of my homies who just came home, you know what I'm saying? And again, it's just, you know, it could be that one night. It's always one night,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And so the reckless behavior and every time I get on the phone with the guys, every time I've gotten letters, it's always been, I hate it here, bro. Like, I hate it here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and that's been since we was adolescents. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know, like, and then even when the dudes, like, you know, my uncles and all of them, when they're home now and they're like, yo, something stupid's going on, like, man, if I go back there, I'll be sick.
Yo, and I'm glad you're saying that because we see like on the TikToks and all these other social media platforms, everybody glorifying and acting like jail's sweet, like it's a little college, you know, little vacation.
Or vacation.
And it's like, nah.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
We can't get that comfortable.
Yeah, that can't get there, right. We can't get that comfortable there, and that has to be like, I hope it doesn't become a thing like sneakers. Like,
come on,
you have to have, right. Like, nah, man, like, nah, please, bro.
Please don't do that. Please, guys.
Please. You know
now, I do want to touch specifically on one line because I feel like that men feel like the world's against us can hit different levels, right?
Yeah.
Because I do feel like we've been in this phase of understanding that, you know, men's emotional health is always under attack and mental health is always under attack and not necessarily cared for, so to speak, as it should be, right? So not only you got to deal with the street shit, but like even at home, you have your own battles to deal with as a man. Can you expand on that a little bit? Yeah.
So, well, you know, we're coming to the realization that a lot of the ways we were brought up with not sharing our emotions is really deteriorating our health.
Come on.
So I try to speak. There's a few songs now I've been speaking on it because I've been coming to my own realization of it. But you know, it's rough, bro. Like to have this hunger of knowing that you want more out of life, but you're trying to figure it out at this job that's like not where you know you want more, and you're trying to figure out how to. So you're like, most men, I would say, are like working 3 jobs at one job because they're chasing a dream, they're working, you know what I'm saying? And then they might have a second job to fund the dream.
Come on.
So, and then you come home and I think we're not taught to explain that. So now you're just sitting and most of the time, she may think you have an attitude with her and you're just cooling off. You're cooling off because someone pissed you off at work. You're cooling off because someone pissed you off in between time, in the meantime.
Or you're just tired.
Or the check hit and the daycare money came out and you forgot to count on the daycare money. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then now there's a battle with her because you don't know how to explain it, and now she thinks everything else is going on.
And now you got to battle at home, right? It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, so like, I appreciate you even speaking on that, because there are many levels that a lot of men don't get the opportunity to express that. So sometimes they need a bar or a lyric to be able to get that ish off.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, sir.
Thank you for paying attention.
I've been listening. Now let's go on down, because he continues to keep it real, and that's why I appreciate these bars, because I'm tired of senseless music, y'all. I'm tired, y'all. I'm so tired. So then he switches gears a little bit, though, because he also shows, as a man's perspective, a little bit of like the thought process y'all be going through when y'all first encounter the ladies. Let me get into these bars. He said, wondering who's at your table for dinner. I'm wondering if I'm at a table with a winner, is she fine cuisine or just chicken dinner? Microwavable or slow cooked poultry? Adultery, bad habits. And I'm gonna just leave that right there. So I read through and in between the lines. This is the picture I got, and tell me if this is accurate, right? When you're on the first date or something, and you looking at this person across the table, you trying to figure out what's really your intentions here. What are you really here for type energy. Now, we never get to hear that from a male's perspective.
It's, you know, again, it's probably, you know, we're not used to explaining that.
Come on.
But like, it's from the jump. Like when we first get the number and we, you know, everybody picks up on the energy. You're like, yo, she's feeling me. All right. So what's the intent? You know what I'm saying? Let's go to dinner. Let me see. What's the intent? You know, it's always on our mind. Like, what's the intent? Because we want that. Because then your action is our reaction.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we react to. You know what I mean?
That actually gives me some insight.
For real. You know what I'm saying?
Ladies, please listen to these fellas sometimes. I'm trying to tell y'all. Okay, you get some insight out here.
You
know? A lot of times they're reacting to the energy you're giving off.
That's definitely it. You all control the energy. You know what I'm saying? You control the energy. Like, most dudes think that they bag the female, but nah, her energy, she sent it your way. Yeah, exactly. She sent it your way. You thought I read. Nah, she looked at you, looked away, boom, boom, boom. She sent the energy your way.
Okay.
You initially got bagged.
Oh.
But you
talk
know,
your shit, Etel.
You had to you did the man thing and you spoke up. You know what I'm saying? So you all control the energy. So the energy you give us is what we're gonna reciprocate.
That's grown man talk right there.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, grown man talk. Okay, that's why I like these bars. Now I gotta go down just a little bit and switch gears again, because this is what I'm telling you. He's painting a full picture of what it is to be grown and black as hell. Okay, that's what I'm here for. So he said, I gotta be better than my adolescent. I can feel my self-progression. Above the madness, sadness, dark clouds of the hood, we were taught the wrong lessons, so we're misunderstood. Miseducated like the great Miss Hill. Y'all know who we talking about right there, right? So I'm gonna just stop right there. Bro, you said a lot in just those bars. You said a lot. First, kind of like that progression of, you know, I'm young, gotta kind of grow into my older ways. Tell me that lesson that you learned in that growth process, where you know now that we've been misunderstood because we've been miseducated.
Well, we're taught to, you know, the more girls you have, the bigger the man you are. You know, and I was taught that. Everybody in my generation was taught that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm not saying don't have that way when you're a younger person. You know what I'm saying? And you have to try out the waters and things like that. But learn from it. You know what I'm saying? And take the lessons, and don't be afraid to chill out one time. Like, now I'm chilling with one girl, even at a young age, because you know, I think what's going on now is like they're kind of making it. people are scared of heartbreak, and it hurts and all that. But yo, you gotta go through it. You gotta get the scars. Yo.
Everybody's playing the game and not actually
like yo, dive in. Get, you know, what's the saying? It's better to love than not. You know
Come on, it's better to love and lost than to not have ever loved at all.
So just go ahead, get your bumps and bruises, man. It does nothing but you just learn from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Get back to human connection in general.
Okay, for real.
And stop playing the game and just get to know people. It's wild out here. So I appreciate that, because that is something that has been like an epidemic in our community specifically. Hypersexual, just hyper hookup, and it's like there's so much more. And let's be real, at the end of the day, nobody wants to end up by themselves on their deathbed. Let's call it what it is, right?
Right.
So it's like, in order for that to happen, we have to be open to finding love and finding those genuine connections in all aspects, because baby, the way this cutoff culture is real. Right. This cutoff culture is very real. It's nasty work out here. It's so nasty. But the only way we can fight it is with love. All right. Yeah, now, I feel like I could talk to you all day, Etel, because I say I love a good grown folk conversation. Okay? Like some grown ass convo. But I feel like it's appropriate to end off on these final bars that you said, because I think it's dope. Because we the OGs out here now. Okay. And he ended out saying, and he said, an OG told me through the money and the thrills, you gotta make it back home, or this shit'll get you killed. Period. Drop the mic. Because that's exactly it. Right, we don't have to break that down. Self-explanatory. Listen to these OGs out here if there's anything, right?
You gotta. I think that's the lost thing in our culture. We can't lose that. You know, you gotta listen to them, whether they're doing well in your eyes or whether they're not.
Right.
There's a lesson to be taught.
Experience is the biggest wealth that you can ever have,
and
bro.
I feel like, you know, I don't know what's going on, but it's just like, there's probably one, I could count one old head I just did not listen to. Everybody else,
everybody got one knucklehead over there, right? Everybody got one.
Yeah, but like there were every time I've sat down and I've got a lesson, and you know, we can't lose that. You know what I'm saying?
Amen to that. Now listen, Etel, tell these people where they can find you if they don't know already, and where they can find this music, man.
Well, you can find me, I'm heavy on Instagram, E.T.E.L. That's the same thing on TikTok, Facebook, kind of like absentee on Twitter. It's kind of a lot.
It's wild on Twitter.
Yeah, I know. And then it's got a transformation going on.
It's a lot.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely, same thing. The music is everywhere. Spotify, follow me on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, everything like that. And you know, we also do, we also have hard copies of music.
Come on.
Vinyls, all of that.
You know what I'm saying? About?
So, you know, just to keep it with the essence, the collectibles, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I love. That's what I absolutely love. I even love when I see you do them old school nostalgic videos. It takes me back to a sweet time that I'll never let go. You understand me? So like I said, keep staying in your lane and keep being Etel, because I'm here for that grown folk music.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me. This is dope. I'm such a fan. For real.
Don't do that to me on camera. Don't do that.
For real. This is dope. I love when you pay attention to the art, the artists, like, appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like, you appreciate the work and the insight that we put into this stuff, because like, yo, it's not easy, man.
Trying to make a thug shed a tear. Nah, that's real though. It's real when people appreciate the thoughts you put into it. So
it is.
The respect is mutual.
Although we live in a time where my time can end, cause a nigga doesn't like my being, seeing the hate in a nigga's face. Reason why I keep the pump by the gate. The wrong what up easily escalates. Champagne dates and lobster mac on the side of steaks. Baby spinach so we can digest proper. I listen to women so I dissect proper. Every complicated sentence, listening comprehension. Back shots will ease the tension.